The New York Giants had arguably the best offseason in the NFL in 2021. We still yet to see what happens in the draft. That is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But the Giants really narrowed down the possible outcomes of this 2021 draft for them. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to try to go over what pick makes the most sense for the New York Giants at number 11, and how can we, pick at number 11, and what are we going to do with the rest of the draft? This isn't going to be really a mock draft video, but more so possibilities of what's going to happen in this draft, and what direction makes the most sense for the New York Giants. Before we start this video, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe for more New York Giants and NFL content coming your way. And also, this video is sponsored by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Be sure at checkout to use your promo code KB27 for 20% off plus free shipping. Your balls will thank you. So right on to the video. The New York Giants, like I said, really narrowed down the possibilities. I mean, their possibilities are absolutely wide open right now due to the trade with the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Miami Dolphins. That pretty much like a three-way trade there really opened up a huge amount of possibilities for the New York Giants. But what picks really make sense? They're gonna have a lot of guys available, but what guys really make sense? So in my opinion, I'll just get right down to it. In my opinion, I think the New York Giants should go Rashawn Slater. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Rashawn Slater is not going to be there, and there's no way he's going to drop to number 11. We don't know that, all right? We don't know that yet. Every single draft, there are always guys in multiple positions falling in drafts. You look at the offensive line position back in 2019. You look at the cornerback position in 2019. You look at the wide receiver position in 2020. All right, so a lot of positions fall in drafts, and some positions rise in draft, okay? In this draft, it seems very, very plausible that there are going to be 4 quarterbacks taken in the top 10. That leaves up another 6 positions that can be used elsewhere, all right? You may get a team that loves Micah Parsons despite the whole off-the-field issues and locker room issues, may have a team fall in love with Parsons and take Parsons. Kyle Pitts is more than likely to be gone. One of those wide receivers are more than likely to be gone. Penny Sewell is more than likely to be gone. There are very, very good possibilities. Maybe 1 or 2 of the corners may be gone. There is a very, very high chance that Rashawn Slater could fall to the New York Giants at number 11. It is very plausible, and the fact that people think that it's so out of the realm of possibility, to me, is insane. Now, I'll get to why this pick makes the most sense for the New York Giants. Let's go over what the Giants needed prior to free agency, because that makes a huge difference on what the mindset is now. The Giants, prior to free agency, needed wide receiver. They went out and got that. Whether you like the signings in Kenny Golladay or John Ross, they really addressed the wide receiver position fairly well. But you go down the list, and all these guys have injury issues in the past. You look at Kenny Golladay. He's a guy that only played like 5 games last year and is constantly riddled with injuries, although he plays through a lot of them. Then you go to John Ross, had an injury-riddled career. Really reminds me of Corey Coleman, who was here not too long ago. Then you look at Darius Slayton, 2 seasons in the NFL, 2 injury seasons. All right, he started both those seasons hurt. You look at Sterling Shepard, has had constant toe and concussion injuries in his NFL career. All right, you go down the list, and wide receivers are riddled with injuries for the New York Giants. I get that, but is it really worth getting an insurance plan in the first round? And to me, that sounds like a luxury pick more than anything, as if this team just needed a wide receiver to take them places. To me, wide receiver in the first round right now, after free agency, not prior, but after free agency, doesn't make that much sense right now. Now, if you get a guy that falls like Jamar Chase, he's obviously, in my opinion, the sure-cut number 1 receiver in this draft. I say you take him there, just because he's just the guy's just a different animal. I honestly think he's going to be the best receiver in this draft. But a guy like Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, obviously Jalen Waddle has had his own injuries in the past. This year, actually, last college football season, he's had his own injuries. So would it really be worth getting an insurance plan that may need an insurance plan? I don't know. And then you look at the cornerback position. The Giants addressed that with the signing of Adoree Jackson. We needed a number 2 corner, and Isaac Yiadom could use an upgrade. That number 2 corner position could use an upgrade with Isaac Yiadom there. And a lot of people thought Caleb Farley was a good pick there at number 11 prior to free agency. But picking up Adoree Jackson in free agency, now getting a number 2 corner, does not make a lot of sense for the Giants to go number 11 and get a cornerback. It doesn't make a lot of sense at all with James Bradbury there, Adoree Jackson, Darnay Holmes, Isaac Yiadom still there as a possible number 4 corner when he was playing number 2 corner last year. I mean, listen, the depth for cornerback just got a whole lot deeper when it used to be a position of need. So it doesn't make sense for the Giants to go corner here at number 11 rather. Maybe you can go elsewhere, but not at number 11. You could look at linebacker, the inside linebacker position. Obviously the only pick worth getting there at inside linebacker is Micah Parsons. We just signed Reggie Ragland. We still have Tay Crowder. Do we really want to get a Micah Parsons there and have him play inside linebacker, even though he's not really an inside linebacker to me? I think he's more of a 4-3 guy, 4-3 Sam guy, maybe even a 4-3 Will guy. I just don't see him playing the middle. I don't see him playing the middle linebacker position, especially in a 3-4 at all. So I think he's out of the equation as well. There's a bunch of different ways you can go, but after free agency, the Giants pretty much got rid of that need, right? Kwity Paye was a guy that's looked at as being a Leonard Williams replacement, and we re-signed Leonard Williams. All of those possible positions the Giants needed prior to free agency is now not that much of a need anymore. But what have the Giants not addressed as much? The offensive line position. Yes, the Giants were trying to get Trey Turner. They signed Zach Fulton. Was that really addressing the guard position, signing Zach Fulton? I don't think so. I think the New York Giants, the most logical way to go at number 11 is getting Rashawn Slater. I know everybody wants a sexy pick. Everybody wants the top corner. Everybody wants the game-changing wide receiver, right? But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. We can take something from our rivals, like the Dallas Cowboys. The year that they went Zach Martin, everybody in the world wanted a different position. I forgot what position they really wanted. Maybe it was Aaron Donald they wanted. I can't remember who they were all chanting for. But when they went Zach Martin, everybody was pissed off, and I wound up working for the better. Guess what? This guy was a tackle. I believe he came out of Texas A&M. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may be way off there. But Zach Martin came out as a tackle. They switched him into guard, and it wound up paying dividends for them in the future. The New York Giants are in that same position if Rashawn Slater were to fall to them. Rashawn Slater is a guy that's looked at as being a tackle/guard. He will be a great fit at either position. All right, so the New York Giants have a clear need at guard. And Will Hernandez is solid. I don't think he's terrible. I think he's solid. I don't expect him to be a class A grade, guard. I just need him to be decent. That's pretty much all I need, but I cannot have Shane Lemieux starting day one for the New York Giants or Zach Fulton. It's very apparent here that the New York Giants need to address that offensive line again this season in the first round and help build that offensive line. We'll talk about where the Giants can go a little later, but another reason why the Giants need to go offensive line is you need to give Daniel Jones the best opportunity for success. When you have all those weapons around Daniel Jones, all right, you have a tons of weapons. The Giants have now 2 very talented tight ends in that offense and another 4 or 5 wide receivers that can really do some damage. Why do you need to add yet another receiver, another receiving option for Daniel Jones? I think he has enough. You can't give Daniel Jones another excuse. I don't want to hear any excuses in 2021. Daniel Jones, is constantly flushed out the pocket. Daniel Jones has no time to throw. Daniel Jones is constantly getting sacked. Daniel Jones is constantly under pressure, causing him to throw interceptions. I don't want to hear any of those excuses next season with the weapons that we have. And how do we diminish those excuses? Is by protecting Daniel Daniel Jones. Especially if you have a need at the guard position and you're letting a pass rush from inside the pocket get to Daniel Jones, he is going to fail 10 times out of 10. Honestly, the interior of the offensive line really matters a lot more than the tackles, in my honest opinion. If you let an interior pass rush go through every single time, you will not ever have success as a quarterback, because at least if the tackles are giving up from edge rushers, you can at least step up in the pocket and buy yourself more time. If you have your interior pass rushers coming out and getting you, that's going to slow you, bring you out the pocket, and then you're going to have the edges go ahead and finish you off. And when you try to get out the pocket, there's no succeeding when you have interior pass rush constantly getting through all the time. And especially these guys are big, these guys can swap down balls, so if you constantly have a guy straight up in your face, it's going to be very, very hard to track your players and connect with them, with the ball. So that being said, Rashawn Slater seems like a really, really good move to me. A lot of people are wondering, why would you move the tackle to guard? Well, honestly, I think he will be amazing at guard, and putting him at guard and allowing Nate Solder to play there and compete with Matt Parrott there to see if he could develop can make for a great, great offensive line. And if Matt Parrott and Nate Solder were not to work out by some stretch of the imagination, I think one of them is going to be fine. Then you could just switch Slater back out the tackle. It's not that hard. All right, it's simple math. Now, moving on to where the Giants can go after them drafting Slater at number 11. Everybody thinks the New York Giants need to go wide receiver at number 11 even after free agency. I don't think that really makes a lot of sense anymore. I really, honestly, with all due respect, guys, I don't think that makes a lot of sense anymore. You need to go out and address the biggest need that you have, and honestly, he can beat the BPA there. Rashawn Slater is a fantastic player, all right, and he's also handled a guy like Chase Young, who is in our division, all right, so and who is a top pass rusher as well. So he is clearly a very good offensive lineman. This is not just drafting off a need. He may very well be BPA, when it's all said and done, and the number 11 pick is on the clock. You look at the speedy receiver in Rondale Moore. You look at Elijah Moore. You can go down into the third round and get a Nico Collins if he falls there, or maybe you can get him in the second round. I don't know where really the market is for Nico Collins when it's going to come down to draft day, because he's regarded as a low second, high third, so we'll see what happens there. Tamorrion Terry is going to be available. Dynamy Brown, there's a lot of, or Diami or something, I forgot his name, but and then a lot of receivers in there that you can draft in the second, third, fourth round and still get a productive player, and none of those players is going to wind up being a number one receiver for you. Even if you get Jalen Waddle in the first round, he's not, or Devontae Smith, he's not going to be your number one receiver. He's going to be like your number two. So why do you want to go out in the first round and get a number two receiver when you have a number one clearly there? And you guys can say insurance policy all you want, but that sounds like a luxury pick to me. The Giants are in no way, shape, or form in position to make a luxury pick. We need to make the right pick for the team, and that addresses a huge need for the team, and that to me is none other than the offensive line position, whether that be tackle, whether that be guard, and so on and so forth. There's no center really worth getting, and I wouldn't move Nick Gates anyway. I think guard is the number one priority in this draft. So that being said, guys, I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.